Have you wondered how databases handle large amounts of data at lightning speed? Let's deep dive into the world of indexing, which is one of the key solutions to it. In today's video, we will discuss about clustered and non-clustered indexes. We will specifically discuss about how InnoDB stores indexes and uses them to fetch data faster. InnoDB is one of the most commonly used database engines, and it is the default database engine for MySQL. Let's start with what is indexing. So, indexing is a technique that helps database engines to quickly retrieve data from a table. Let's say we have a table customers with the columns ID, name and age, and we don't have any index on this table. Okay. So now and we want to execute the query select star from customers where ID equals to 6. Here the database engine has to scan each of the record one by one until it finds out the record with ID equals to 6. So this makes the time complexity of searching as O of n if there is no indexes present on the table. Indexing reduces this time complexity to O of log n, as most of the database engines store their indexes in B plus tree. So before jumping into cluster indexing and non-cluster indexing, we will briefly discuss about few of the building blocks such as B plus tree and data pages, so that we can understand the cluster indexing and non-cluster indexing in a better way. So let's start with the building blocks. B plus tree is a self-balancing tree data structure. B plus tree is a self-balancing tree data structure. Leaf nodes store the actual data. Here in this example, we can see that these are the leaf nodes and they are storing the actual data, and non-leaf nodes store the routing information. So here we can see that the non-leaf node, that is the root, is storing 3. That means that if we are searching for a data which is less than the value of 3, then we have to go to the left subtree. And if we are searching for a data which is greater than or equals to the value of 3, then we can go to the right subtree. Values stored in the left child are less than the values stored in the parent, and values stored in the right child are greater than or equal to the parent. We can see that 1 is less than 3 and 3 and 4 are greater than or equal to 3. And let's say we want to search a value of 4. So the search will begin from the root node. So we have already said that if we are searching for a value which is greater than or equals to the value of the parent node, then we have to go to the right subtree. So we will follow this routing information and will travel from the root node to the leaf node and will get the value of 4. So from this discussion we can see that whenever we are searching a value or inserting a value or deleting a value, we have to travel from the root node to the leaf node. So basically we have to travel the height of the tree, and we know that height of the tree is O of log n. So this makes the time complexity for search, insertion and deletion as O of log n in case of B plus tree. If you guys want a detailed video on B plus tree, then let us know in the comment section. Now let's discuss the other building block, that is data page. Data page is the unit of data transfer. Okay. In case of InnoDB and SQL Server, we call it data page, and in case of MyISM, we call it data block. Let's say we want to bring a record with ID equals to 6 from the disk to main memory. So can we directly go to the record and bring the particular record with ID equals to 6 from disk to main memory? The answer is no. You have to bring the entire data page. You have to bring the entire data page from the disk to main memory, and then you can access the particular record and work on it. And after that again, you have to bring it back to the disk from main memory. Okay. So the process is, you are first bringing the entire data page from disk to main memory, and then you are working on that particular record of the data page, and after completion of the work you are sending it back to the disk from main memory. Now we will see a very simplified illustration of data page of InnoDB. So here we can see there are various sections like page header, data records and page footer. The header contains various meta information like page type, page number, next or previous page pointer, etc. So there can be two types of pages, data page and index page. If a page is containing the actual data records, then we call it data page, and if it is containing the index information, then we call it index page. Now next is, this is very important, this next or previous page pointer is very important. Why? Because by following these pointers we can navigate through the pages. The next section is data records, which holds the actual data records of the table. Here we can see that we have record 1, record 2 and so on. Okay, and there are pointers which are actually pointing to the next record. So there is record 1, record 2, record 3, and we have pointers from one record to another record. And these records are basically sorted in ascending order. What do we mean by this? So this means that the keys of these records are in sorted order. So record 1, record 2, record 3, each of them are being pointed by these pointers, and the keys of these records are sorted in ascending order. This set of pointers actually helps to navigate from one record to another record inside a page. So these pointers are specifically for one page to another page, and these pointers are for records within a single page. If you start scanning from record 1, then you can follow the pointer and go to record 2, and then again follow the pointer and go to record 3 and so on. Footer section contains various meta information like offset pointers, checksum, etc. The structure that we have discussed here is a very simplified version of the actual implementation of data page in InnoDB. In reality, it is much more complex than this. So far we have discussed the building blocks. Now we will start with cluster indexing and non-cluster indexing. Cluster indexing determines the physical order of data in a table. To understand it in a better way, let's see how it gets built. Let's say we have a table customers, and the columns are ID, name and age, and we want to create a cluster indexing on the column ID, and the insertion order is 1 ABC 20, 4 JKL 40, 3 GHI 30 and 2 DEF 23. For simplicity, let's assume that our data page can contain only 2 records. In reality, there can be hundreds of records in a single data page. So the first record is 1 ABC 20. So the database engine will create a data page which will contain the actual data records of the table, and also create an index page which will contain the routing information. As we have already said that the InnoDB uses B+tree to store their indexes, so this structure is also a B+tree, where this is the storing the routing information and this is storing the actual data, and it is following the B+tree properties. After creation and writing of the records, this entire page will be sent back to the disk from the main memory. The next record is 4 JKL 40. So it will follow, the database engine will follow the same process as above, and it will bring this data page from the disk to main memory. And we can see that there is only one data record, and the data page can contain 2 data records. So this new record will be inserted here in the same page, and after insertion of the records, this will be again sent back to the disk from the main memory. The next data record is 3 GHI 30. So the database engine will follow the same process as we have discussed above, and it will bring the data page from the disk to main memory, and then it will realize that this page does not have enough space to insert a new record. That's why it will insert the new record in a new page, and also rebalance the tree. After rebalancing, the root will be 3 and the left child will be this one, where the actual record is 1 ABC20 and the right child is having 3 GHI30 and 4 JKL40. This whole process of creating a new page as well as the rebalancing of the tree if required is called page splitting. The same process will be followed for the next record, which is 2DEF23, and this will be the final structure after insertion of the 4 records. So from this discussion we can see that this structure is a B plus tree and it is following the B plus tree property. Also we can see that the leaf nodes are actually storing the actual data records of the table. So the index, the clustered index and the table are not stored separately. That means that the clustered index and table are stored together. That's why we cannot have more than one clustered indexes for a table. If the clustered index and the table are stored separately, in that case we could have multiple clustered indexes for a table, but that is not the case. Though the records are sorted on the basis of their key, that does not mean that they are stored contiguously. But still it will be easy to fetch them because of the 2 types of pointer that we have discussed in the data page section. Let's say a data page can contain 500 records and we want to fetch the records with IDs between 100 to 400. So our search will begin from the root and it will follow the routing information and B plus tree to get the data page which contains the records from 0 to 500. And here each of the record is pointing to the next record. Okay. As each of the records are pointing to the next record and they are sorted in the ascending order, so we can start the search process from the record with ID 100 and follow the pointer to the next record and go to 101 and again follow the next pointer to get the record 102 and so on. So in this case the disk scanning is getting reduced. And we need to bring only one data page from the disk to main memory. If the data records of 100 to 400 were spread between 2 pages, that is P1 and P2, then we had to bring both the pages from disk to main memory. The next pointer of the page P1 will point to the page P2. So we can start scanning from 100 to 101, 202 and so on, and after reaching 200 we can follow the pointer to the next page and search from 201 to 202 and so on to reach till 400. So we can see that range queries can be easily executed due to these 2 types of pointers. So cluster indexing is very beneficial for range queries. So cluster indexing is the default behavior for InnoDB. That means that every table has a cluster index by default. So if a table has a primary key, then that will be the cluster index key. If a table does not have a primary key, in that case a non-null unique key will be the primary key. If both of these are not present, in that case InnoDB will create a hidden cluster index. That is, it will create a hidden column and that will store the row ID and that will be used as the cluster index key. Not all databases follow this behavior. For example, SQL Server, where cluster indexing is not the default behavior. Now let's summarize what we have learned so far about cluster indexing. So there can be only one cluster index for a table. Leaves of the cluster index are the actual data of a table. This is very important. The leaves of the cluster index are the actual data of the table. And cluster index is very beneficial for range queries. Now let's go to non-clustered indexing. Non-cluster indexing is a type of indexing that creates a separate structure, and it helps in fetching data faster but does not determine the actual order of the records in the table. Let's take one example to understand it in a better way. Let's say we have the table customers with the column customer ID, customer name and age. We have analyzed the queries on the table and we have understood that there are lots of queries on the column customer name. So we want to create a non-clustered index on the column customer name. Just like clustered indexing, the non-clustered index of InnoDB is also stored in the B plus tree. So the root node will store the routing information and leaf nodes will store the actual information. Each record in the data section of the leaf node of non-clustered index stores two pieces of information. Here we can see ABC and 1, where ABC is the value of the non-clustered index column and 1 is the value of the column which is used as the clustered index of the table. Similarly, we have DEF, 2, where DEF is the value of the non-clustered index column and 2 is the value of the clustered index column. Now let's see how InnoDB is using non-clustered indexes to search data faster. Let's say we want to execute this query, select star from customers where customer name equals to ABC. So the database engine will start searching from the root node and it will follow the B plus tree property and go to the data page that contains the record ABC and 1. And it will bring the entire data page from disk to main memory. From this record, the database engine will understand that the value of the clustered index column is 1. So now it will start searching in the clustered index for the record with ID equals to 1. As the clustered index contains the actual records of the table, once we reach the record with ID equals to 1, that will be the desired page that we are looking for. So the search process using the non-clustered index starts from the root of the non-clustered index. From there we go to the desired data page that contains the actual value of the non-clustered index. From there we get the value of the clustered index. From there we go to clustered index and go to the actual data record of the table. As both clustered and non-clustered indexes for InnoDB is stored in B plus tree, the time complexity of the search using the non-clustered index will be O of log n. So from this discussion we can see that the non-clustered index and table are separate entity, so they are not stored together. That's why we can have multiple non-clustered index for a table. But we have to think before we create multiple non-clustered indexes, as this will consume space. And moreover, it will increase the insertion and deletion time if we have multiple non-clustered indexes on a table. From today's discussion about clustered and non-clustered indexing of InnoDB, we have understood that both of them are stored in B plus tree. Clustered indexing and the table are stored as the same entity, whereas the non-clustered indexing and table are stored separately. That's why we can have multiple non-clustered index on a single table, whereas we can have only one clustered index for a table. That's all for today's video. If you have liked today's video, then please like, share and subscribe our channel. If you have any doubt or any suggestion, then please let us know in the comment section. Thank you for watching.